إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اجعلنا منهم ومن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر اللهم آمين اللهم آمين اللهم آمين. أما بعد فيقول تعالى في كتابه الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. My dear respected brothers and sisters, elders and youngins, I have a piece of advice for myself first, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and to all of you here today. And that piece of advice is regarding a natural part of being a human being. A natural part of life itself. It's hardwired into our minds as human beings. And this feeling that's hardwired into our minds is that of taking opportunity. It's something we all feel. When you're going to high school, you're thinking about what different opportunities I might have. So I go to, based on that, I'll go to a certain college. When you're trying to think, what should I do for the rest of my life? Should I be a doctor, an engineer, an artist, a teacher, whatever it may be, a businessman, a businesswoman? What do you think to yourself? What opportunities of employment does this field offer? Right? So as human beings, we base a lot of our decisions on opportunity. Where is it that I can get better? Where can I improve? Like, where is the opportunity for success, for growth? And we tackle that opportunity. We see it and we seize it. This is the same exact feeling that marketers spend billions upon billions of dollars to take advantage of. Black Friday is right around the corner. What's the whole point of Black Friday? It's an opportunity to spend less money on something, to save money on something, hence you need to buy. And subhanAllah, even if you need nothing, even if you don't need anything, you end up buying something on Black Friday. You're just walking in and just end up buying a TV. It's like, well, it's on sale, you know? It's a 50-inch TV, it's only $300. Like, you know, I'm going to miss the opportunity if I don't buy it. There's a reason why the items that are on sale in a store are almost always in the middle of the hallway. You ever walk into a grocery store and in the middle of the hallway you have all the sale items, these little stands and kiosks. Because as human beings, if we see a limited opportunity, we try to jump on it. This is how we are. And so think about now how it is that we're using that feeling. Are we chasing, when we think about opportunity, is the only thing that comes to mind is our dunya? If you remember, كان ما كان في قديم الزمان, a long time ago, there was that huge surge of Bitcoin. Remember that? When everyone was investing into Bitcoin? Why? What was the point of it? People saw an opportunity to make wealth and they chased it. When thinking about, I want to start a business venture, maybe I want to start selling tires, maybe I want to make medical appliances, whatever it may be. I'm chasing this thing because I see an opportunity. Many of us sitting in this room today are in this country because of opportunity. Many of us came here for that whole reason. Like we moved, we left our families, our friends, everyone to come here for opportunity. And so this feeling of chasing opportunity is engraved into the mind of the human being, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. When you see opportunity, you should take it. This is part of what makes us progressive human beings, that we can move forward, right? But the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he teaches us, he says that feeling of opportunity, that fear of missing out, right? The youths, they call it FOMO, right? Oh, actually, maybe not youth anymore. Back when I was youth. Fear of missing out. This is a reality. And it causes so many decisions in our life. And so the Prophet Muhammad takes that feeling and he says, now let me take that and connect it to your deen. Connect that. Do you have that same mentality of opportunity, of fear of missing out when it comes to your deen, or is it only your dunya? When I say the word opportunity, is the only thing that comes to your mind is $1? Or is it part of your deen as well? Your religion as well? Your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well? Because you need both. Don't leave the dunya. Right? Our deen never teaches us that. It doesn't teach you to just, live up in a mountain somewhere, just farm for the rest of your life and, that's what it means to be a righteous person. That's not the case at all. Right? The Prophet Muhammad teaches us, خَيْرُكُمْ خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِهِ وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي. The best amongst you are the ones who are the best to their families, and I'm the best to my family. Providing for your family is from the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. There's nothing wrong with chasing the dunya. But where does the mistake happen? Where do we slip up sometimes? It's when we think about opportunity strictly when it comes to our dunya. I'm looking for the next big sale, the next big business venture, what no one knows about. What's the next big stock? Let me invest in it right now, and boom, opportunity, millions later. But what does the Prophet teach us? That you should take that same feeling and apply it to your akhirah as well. And so the Prophet says, اِغْتَنِمْ خَمْسًا قَبْلَ خَمْسٍ. Take advantage. Use the opportunity you have to take advantage of 5 things before 5 things come about. And if you're not taking an opportunity, you're going to miss out. Why? The definition of an opportunity is something of limited time. If it was the case all the time, it wouldn't be an opportunity. It would just be normal. If TVs were always on sale, Black Friday wouldn't mean anything. Because it's no longer an opportunity. Now it's just whatever, like I can go tomorrow. Why would I try to go today? So by the Prophet saying, take advantage, take that opportunity, it's teaching us there's a limited time, it's slipping away. This thing that I'm going to tell you, you're losing it. So wake up. What are these things? The Prophet Muhammad he starts off. He says, شَبَابَكَ قَبْلَ هَرَمِكَ. Take advantage of your youth, your young age, before old age seeps in. You know what's interesting about this concept, this idea? Everyone in this room is younger than you will be tomorrow. When the Prophet is teaching us, take advantage of your young age, and you're 50 years old, and you're thinking to yourself, young. Man, I don't even know how to spell young anymore. Young, it was so long ago, I don't even know what that means. And you're 50. Ask someone who's 90 if you're young. What are they going to do? If you tell a 90-year-old and you're 50 that you're old, they're going to laugh at your face. They'll be like, ha, you're old. Yes, salam. You know, I used to, at the old masjid that I was in Dallas, there was an older gentleman. Right? There was an older gentleman that would come to the masjid all the time. His name was Abdul Hamid. And I used to tell him, I would tease him, I would say, Uncle, I'm getting old, man, I'm getting old. And he would look at me and say, Mohammed, if you're old, I'm dead. Like that's it. Like if you're old, I'm a zombie, I'm already dead. You know? The point that I'm trying to make is that no matter your age, there's likely someone older than you. More likely than not, just statistically speaking, you're probably not the oldest person alive. And so if that's the case, wherever you are on that spectrum of youth, take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Because you are younger today than you will be tomorrow. And this is even more true for those who are on the early end of that spectrum. Right? Closer to birth. The younger you are, the more opportunity you have. But just because you're older doesn't mean you don't have the opportunity anymore. You still have an opportunity because you're younger today than you will be tomorrow. So take advantage of that opportunity. Because that youth comes with certain luxuries that may not be around later on. Whatever that luxury is, understand that in every time of your life, you have different luxuries and different tests. That if today you have the luxury and the test of, let's say for example, someone's in high school, maybe they have the luxury of a little bit more time, but they also have the test of a little bit less capability to do things. Do you see there's balance? So find where it is that your youth gives you advantage and take advantage of that. Use that opportunity because that opportunity is fleeting. Every day you get older. There is not a day that you'll get younger. No matter how rich, no matter how famous, no matter anything. The richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, right? If he is to invest $3 billion to get 1 minute back, would he get it back? And this is something we know, but do you think about it? The greatest asset that you have is your time. It's invaluable. There's no price. You know, subhanAllah, forget the fact of changing. Forget changing. Even if you wanted to go back just to re-experience, just to relive, you can't do that. You can't do that. Once it's done, it's done. And so take advantage of what you have now. This is the first thing. The Prophet ﷺ, he continues. He says, وَصَحَّتِكَ قَبْلَ سَقَمِكَ. And take advantage of your good health before sickness seeps in. And once again, this is a spectrum. You may be thinking to yourself, Imam Sahib, Youth Director Sahib, I'm sitting on a chair. What do you mean health? I can barely walk. Can you not see? Can you not think? For those of us that can walk, alhamdulillah. Have you taken advantage of it? Ask anyone that's older than you. This is the one thing that just slowly gets worse and worse and worse. I'm telling you, the other day, I was speaking to my mom on the phone. I was telling her, I said, Mama, man, I got like back pain now. You know, it's like I wake up in the morning and I feel sore. I didn't even do anything. I used to play football. I was a quarterback. Like, I used to get tackled. Like now, I get out of bed and I'm just like, I need a stretch. It's slipping away, guys. And no matter where you are, what did the Prophet Muhammad say? Did the Prophet Muhammad say, take advantage of the fact that you're an athlete and go run a marathon? No, that's not what he said. He said, take advantage of your health before you get sick. Because no matter what level of health you have, you're still healthy to some extent. If you can stand for 5 minutes, then you can stand for 5 minutes. If you can stand for 10, you can stand for 10. If you can stand for 20, you can stand for 20. If you can stand for 3 hours, you can stand for 3 hours. But you have some level of health that may not be there tomorrow. That will most likely not be there tomorrow. And so ask yourself, you as a person, oh Abdullah, oh Maryam, oh Khalid, oh Sarah, whoever you are, what have I done with my health to get me closer to Jannah? Have I used the opportunity of health that I have for good, or is it something that I'm just sitting on? Am I letting this opportunity pass? Because it is passing. There's no lie about that. I hope no one here is delusional in assuming that as they're getting older, they're getting healthier. If that's the case, you may not be healthy in the mind. You know? So are you taking advantage of it? You see, I can't walk. Okay, I don't have strength anymore. I can't stand anymore. Do you have the health to sit? Do you have the health to do sujood? Wallahi, I swear by Allah, if the day comes where your health doesn't permit you to do sujood, you will cry at the times you didn't do sujood. I know this because I experienced this firsthand. When I was younger, I used to fight MMA, like boxing and things like that. Whether it's halal or haram, different discussion for a different day. This was me in my youth. In one of my fights, I got an injury. I tore my ACL. It's the ligament that gives you stability in your knee. When I tore my ACL, I had to receive surgery, and they put your knee in a cast. You can't bend it anymore, right? Because in a cast. And when your knee is straight, you can't sit down. You can't do sujood. And I'm telling you, till this day, wallahi, I remember when they took that cast off, I couldn't wait to put my forehead on the ground. For months, I'm young. I was young. When this happened, I was 17. 17 when I tore my ACL. I was young. I'm a young person. And I couldn't put my face on the ground and do sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so if your health allows you to do that today, have you taken advantage of that? Or are you waiting for the day that you can't do that and you say, I wish, I wish? Just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Fajr, yet what will the person say when they see their deeds on the Day of Judgment? Ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati. I wish I set forth, I wish I took advantage of my life. Have you taken advantage of the health that you have? If you have strength, ask yourself, oh man, oh woman, did you take advantage of that strength? Did you use it for good? Any good? Did you help an elder person that's struggling with their groceries? Did you pick it up for them? Did you call your parents who are struggling to drive? Did you call them and did you say, Ya ummi, ya abi, mama, baba, don't worry, I'm going to go to the store for you. I'll pick up the milk for you. Ask someone who doesn't have their parents what they would give to sit down and kiss their mother's feet. What you would give. So your health, are you taking advantage of it? Your strength, your ability to stand, your ability to sit, your ability to do sujood, your ability to even think. As we get older, what happens sometimes to some people, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and our families and our parents, ameen. Ameen. As you get older, sometimes your brain starts to slip away. You can't remember anymore. You start acting differently. At any time, Any one of us in this room can have a stroke and lose feeling in our limbs at any moment. You can hit your head the wrong way. You'll be walking up the masjid, you bump your head, you have a stroke, and you can't feel the next day. At any moment of our lives. Ask a doctor. We're not talking about heart attacks here. A stroke, you can have a stroke at almost any time, at almost any age. And so, have you taken advantage of the health that you have today? I'm not saying tomorrow. I'm not saying plan for your future. I'm saying today. If you died today and Allah asked you, I gave you the health to walk. Did you walk towards something good? Alhamdulillah, we walked into the masjid today, so we took advantage of that. This needs to be a daily thing. The Prophet ﷺ, he continues. And he says, and take advantage of your wealth before your poverty. وَغَنَمَكَ وَغَنَاكَ, sorry, your animals, right? وَغَنَاكَ قَبْلَ فَقْرِكَ. And your wealth before your poverty comes in. Many of us can think of examples in our own life where maybe at one time you had wealth and you don't have it anymore. Maybe it's tied up somewhere. Did you take advantage of the time that you had wealth? And remember, the Prophet ﷺ here, just like in health, just like we gave the example of health, he's not saying the person with perfect health. And here he's not saying the richest person in the world. That's not what he's saying. He says take advantage of whatever wealth you have before poverty comes about. Before less wealth comes about. If you only have $5, did you donate 25 cents for the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And you might think to yourself, it's 25 cents. I mean, what's 25 cents? What's a quarter going to do? The Prophet Mohamed says, "Ittaqi an-nara walau bi shiqqi tamra." Protect yourself from hellfire, even if it's with part of a date. What does a date cost? Nothing. Just one date. And the Prophet didn't say a whole date, just part of it. Because it's not about the quantity. It's not about the results. The results are not in your hands. The results are in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're never in your hands. You could donate $1 billion today and it burns on the way. It could happen. Allah accepts the effort, not the number. And so did you take advantage of whatever wealth you have? Again, no one's saying you have to donate $50,000. Do you have a quarter? Did you donate 1/4 in sadaqah? Did you help someone out? Anyone, anywhere, with anything? With even half of a date. With even half of a date. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees the effort. If you only have one date and you donate half, you're hungry. You're hungry, your stomach is growling, and you have one date, and you rip it in half, you eat half, you say Alhamdulillah, and you give half to someone else that's hungry. You just donated 50% of your wealth. This is what Allah sees. The effort. The effort. So take advantage of whatever wealth you have. Maybe it's in the thousands, maybe it's in the tens. Maybe you only have $1. What are you doing with that dollar? What have you done with that dollar? And again, don't think about, oh, what's going to come out of it. That's not in your hand. The result is not in your hand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to ask you, Ya Abdullah, Ya Maryam, why didn't you cure world hunger? That's not what He's going to say. What's Allah going to ask you? Ya Abdullah, Ya Maryam, you had $10. You spent 7 on your family. You put 2 into savings. That last one, could you have given 1/4 in my path? Could you have given 50 cents to help someone out? This is what Allah will ask us. So take advantage of whatever wealth you have before a time comes when you don't have that wealth. And a time will come when you don't have that wealth. It will come. Most of us will experience it. All of us will experience the ultimate one. But what's the thing that sucks up wealth more than anything else? Children. No, I'm joking. Death. Death. When death happens, you have no wealth. Khalas, it's gone. The second you die, it's gone. The scholars, they speak about, we studied, in our Alamiya course in the fiqh of inheritance, fiqh al-mirath, that in the situation, let's say a father, his name is Ahmed, he passes away, and he has a son and a daughter. His son's name is Khalid, daughter's name is Sarah. So father passes away, before the inheritance can be spread around, his son passes away the next day. So when you're splitting the inheritance, when you're splitting the mirath, do you act as if he never had a son since he's dead as well? Or do you give it all as if he had one daughter? And the answer is no. Because the second the father died, that wealth now belongs, part of it, whatever haqq belongs to the son, belongs to the son. And then when he died, it needs to go to his inheritors. So you have to do double math. The point is, the second you die, that wealth is no longer yours. And so take advantage of whatever wealth you have before the ultimate taker of wealth comes, before the ultimate expense comes. The Prophet ﷺ, he continues. He says the next thing. Let's say you have no health. You have no health, you have no youth, you have no wealth. What does the Prophet ﷺ say next? You have none of these things. What should you do? وَفَرَاغَكَ قَبْلَ شُغْلِكَ. Take advantage of your free time before you get busy. And once again, the reality is, every single one of us can think of a time when we were less busy. And as life progresses, it only gets worse. Until one time it all kind of just drops off. When you're working and you have a family and you have children, what do you think to yourself? Man, what did I do when I was in college? Yes, I had so much free time. I could have done so many things. I could have learned so many things. But what do you think when you're in college, when you're in university? What are you thinking to yourself? Man, I don't got time for nothing. What did I do when I was in high school? I had so much free time in high school. What did I do? What did I do? And when you're in high school, what do you think to yourself? I had no free time in high school. What did I do when I was in middle school? I was living the life. The good old days, right? The reality is, life just gets busier. And you know what's another reality? My dear respected brothers and sisters. If you cared, you would have time for it. This is the ultimate rule of thumb in life. If you cared, you would make time for it. It doesn't matter what it is. If you cared. My teacher one time, when I was going to Hifz school, right? A long time ago. When I was memorizing the Quran, one day I didn't know my lesson very well. I didn't prepare properly the night before. And I remember I told my teacher, I said, Karisa, I didn't have time to study. I didn't have time to memorize. And he looked at me and he said, did you eat dinner last night? I said, yes. You had time to eat. You didn't have time to read Quran. Now, obviously, my teacher let me go and he told me to go back and study and, life went on. But he was teaching me a valuable lesson. And what was that lesson? If you cared, no matter what it is, if you cared, you would make time for it. That's the ultimate rule. Ultimate rule. If you cared, just like you care about eating, you need it to live. Just like you care about eating, you make time for it. You fit it in your day. If you have to eat in your car, you eat in your car. Sometimes you're late for work and you're just sipping your coffee in the car. No matter what it is, you make time for it. Likewise, if you cared about your akhirah, you would make time for it. Just as you eat your granola in the car on your way to work, you would say dhikr, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah on your way to work. Just as you make time for lunch, you would make time for dhuhr. If we care. This is the ultimate rule of time itself. If you cared about your health, like really cared, not concerned. Concerned is different. We're all concerned. But if you cared, really cared about your health, you wouldn't miss a day at the gym. You would exercise because you care. Even if you don't go to the gym, you would exercise at home. This is the ultimate rule of life. When you care, you make time. With your family, with your work, with anything. And so the Prophet ﷺ reminds us here, take advantage, use the opportunity that you have of free time before it goes away. And the Prophet ﷺ, he concludes, he says, take advantage of your life before death comes. Because it is coming. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all a people who are prepared to die. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those people that we hold ourselves accountable before we are held accountable. Umar al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he used to say, حَاسِبُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ قَبْلَ أَن تُحَاسَبُوا. Check yourself before you are checked. Ask yourself, did I take the opportunity that I was given of my health, of my wealth, of my free time, of my youth, of just my life in general? أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس، شبابك قبل هرمك، وصحتك قبل سقمك، وغناك قبل فقرك، وفراغك قبل شغلك، وحياتك قبل موتك. Allahumma ij'alna, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those people that take advantage of these 5 things. Ameen. Ameen. Rabbil Alameen. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina wa habibina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yawm al-din. Allahumma ij'alna minhum wa min alladhina amanu wa 'amilu s-salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Allahumma ameen. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم. Remember Allah and He will remember you. وَدْعُوهُ يَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Call out to Allah and He will answer you. وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. And the remembrance of Allah is the greatest thing that each and every single one of us can do. وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تَصْنَعُونَ. And Allah is fully aware what each and every single one of us is doing. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ.